When Randy Meisner passed away, fans of the Eagles were devastated. He was the voice behind one of the band's most emotional hits, yet his final years were marked by loneliness, heartbreak, and silence. And then, Don Henley finally broke his silence. What he revealed wasn't just a tribute, it was a confession that could change the way we see Meisner forever. But before we uncover Henley's surprising words, let's go back to the beginning, because Randy's story is one of brilliance, conflict, and tragedy that still haunts rock history. Randy Meisner, the forgotten genius. Randy Meisner was born on March 8, 1946, in Scottsbluff, Nebraska. It was a quiet farm town, no flashing lights, no screaming crowds, just wide-open fields and long nights where the only music came from a crackling radio. But those radios changed his life. Elvis Presley, Little Richard, the Everly Brothers, they lit a fire inside Randy. He didn't just want to listen. He wanted to create. At first, he played guitar, but when he picked up the bass, something clicked. "You're not just playing an instrument," he once said. "You're holding the whole band together." That passion led him away from the farms of Nebraska to the bustling rock scene of Los Angeles. LA in the 1960s was both paradise and battlefield. Clubs were packed with hungry musicians, all chasing the same dream. Some would rise to fame, others would vanish in obscurity. Randy, with only his bass and determination, was about to step into history. From Poco to the Eagles, Meisner's first taste of recognition came with the country rock group Poco. His soaring vocals and bass playing helped shape their sound, but just as success seemed certain, internal conflicts pushed him out. He then joined Rick Nelson's Stone Canyon Band, learning discipline and professionalism from a rock legend. Yet still, something was missing. Then fate intervened. In 1971, Linda Ronstadt needed a backing band. Randy Meisner, Don Henley, Glenn Frey, and Bernie Leadon were brought together. Their chemistry was undeniable. After the tour, they formed a band that would redefine American rock, the Eagles. The rise of the Eagles, and Randy's voice. The Eagles weren't just another band. They were a revolution, blending rock and country in a way that was sharp, polished, and timeless. And right in the heart of that sound was Randy Meisner. His high, emotional vocals stood out, especially on Take It to the Limit, a song that became one of the Eagles' defining anthems. But here's the twist: while fans were falling in love with his voice, Randy never wanted the spotlight. He preferred the shadows, letting the music speak for him. Unfortunately, in a band fueled by ambition, that humility would come at a cost. Conflict within the Eagles. On stage, the Eagles looked untouchable, chart-topping albums, sold-out tours, timeless hits like Hotel California, but behind the scenes, tensions brewed. Glenn Frey was the ambitious leader. Don Henley was sharp, driven, and demanding. Randy? He just wanted to play music. Over time, his influence in the band diminished. He wrote and co-wrote songs, but had little say in which made it to albums. He often felt overshadowed, an outsider in the very band he helped create. And then came the breaking point, the 1977 tour. The breaking point, Knoxville, 1977. Every night, fans begged to hear Take It to the Limit, but Meisner was exhausted, sick with pneumonia, his voice failing. One night in Knoxville, he refused to sing it. Backstage, Glenn Frey exploded. Words turned into shoves. For the usually quiet Meisner, it was too much. He later admitted, "I couldn't enjoy the music anymore. I felt like an outsider in my own band." Not long after, he left. The official story? He wanted more time with family. The truth? He was broken, burned out, unappreciated, and pushed aside. But here's the haunting question: did Randy truly want to leave, or was he forced out? Life after the Eagles. While the Eagles soared higher, Henley and Frey launching massive solo careers, Meisner struggled. His solo albums had flashes of brilliance but never reached the same heights. By the 1990s, when the Eagles reunited for their legendary Hell Freezes Over tour, Randy was left out. Some say he wasn't invited. Others claim he declined for health reasons. Either way, his absence was glaring. As years passed, Randy battled bipolar disorder, alcoholism, and declining health. The man who once sang the most soaring notes in rock now lived in shadows. Tragedy struck in 2016 when his wife, Lana Ray Meisner, died in what police ruled a tragic accident. Randy was devastated. He vanished almost completely from public life. The final goodbye. On July 26, 2023, Randy Meisner passed away from complications of COPD. He was 77. The rock world mourned, but many also wondered, what would Don Henley say? Don Henley breaks his silence. 4 days. Henley said nothing. Fans speculated, was he grieving privately, or were there old wounds he didn't want to reopen? Finally, he spoke. In an emotional statement, Henley called Meisner an integral part of the Eagles and praised his rare vocal range that gave Take It to the Limit its timeless power. But it was in a later interview that Henley revealed something shocking. He recalled Randy once telling him, "If I could turn back time, I'd rather be a carpenter in Nebraska than a rock star." Those words struck fans deeply. Did Randy Meisner hate the very fame he helped build? Henley didn't address the conflicts, the fights, or the exclusions, but his tone suggested something more, a quiet regret he had never admitted before. The legacy of Randy Meisner. After Henley's statement, other bandmates spoke out. Joe Walsh called Randy a remarkable talent. Timothy B. Schmidt, the man who replaced him, acknowledged that without Randy, the Eagles' foundation would never have been as strong. For the first time in decades, the world remembered Randy not as the quiet bassist in the background, but as the emotional core of the Eagles' early success. Songs like Take It to the Limit remain timeless. His soaring voice still gives fans chills, and though he lived his final years in silence, his music speaks louder than ever. Randy Meisner's story is one of brilliance and heartbreak, of a man who gave the world unforgettable music but never sought the spotlight. His voice will forever echo in the history of rock. But what do you think? Did Randy Meisner receive the recognition he truly deserved, or was he unfairly forgotten by his own band? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that reveal the truth behind rock's greatest legends.